Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Christian Sinema, Senator Sinema has left the Democrat Party. And somebody said she's still great at effing, she's still being the effing worst. Of course, the liberals are freaking out. The progressives are freaking out. Keith Olbermann demands Sinema resign after she says she'll become an independent. Keith Olbermann, you know what? Kiss my behind. Honestly. This could be huge. This isn't just about Christian Sinema. We're going to get into details, but I want to emphasize to everybody this channel's being suppressed. Anybody that can subscribe, please do. But more importantly, try to watch as many of my videos as you can. I need to bring up the watch hours in order to get monetized. Let's get back to the story. What this does, by Sinema leaving the Democrat Party and becoming an independent now, she votes with Biden over 90% of the time currently, so she's not exactly real independent. But this opens the door for Joe Manchin. That's the key. Sinema and Manchin both leaving. Manchin was smart. He would sit down and make a deal with the Republicans in West Virginia and the RNC. Let me be a Republican and do not primary me. You'll say, well, John, that's just political maneuvering and that's what we're against. And we're looking at the bigger picture here, folks. Taking away the tie vote for Kamala Harris in the Senate is huge, huge. Then they can have hearings and the Senate side and the congressional side. And what knows what unrefrigerated crap they're going to find out. We already know a lot already. Let's get on with the story. Anything with the progressives freak out, I have to be interested. Some liberal media pundits and commentators are stunned, mind you, or not surprised, but still angered Friday morning after Arizona Senator Christian Sinema announced that she was leaving the Democrat Party and registered as an independent. The news broke just days after Democrats celebrated expanding a slim majority in the Senate after winning in Georgia. Fellow independents Angus King of Maine and Bernie Sanders of Vermont caucus with Democrats, and Sinema said she will not caucus with Republicans. Yeah, I mean, she's playing both sides of the street. I get it. But this is about opening the door. Opening the door to Manchin in West Virginia. I see Christian Sinema is still being great at being the effing worst. Left-wing MSNBC Mehdi Hassan also reacted to the news in the most shocking, surprising, and unexpected news in modern American political history. Not really. The hyperbole is tremendous. Senator Christian Sinema is leaving the Democrat Party, which makes sense because she was never really a Democrat, even though she voted for Joe Biden over 90% of the time. She can't win a Democrat primary in 2024 because it's going to be an ultra progressive. Sinema has a better chance of winning the general than winning the primary. That's the way these things go. And, I show the video, but she basically says that all people care about is what side wins, and she's tired of it. Former MSNBC host Keith Olbermann, who previously claimed that he dated Sinema, I thought she had better taste than that, roasted her on Twitter. You are ethically unfit to continue serving as a United States Senator. Manipulative, deceitful, without principles. I urge you to resign your office immediately. You know what, Keith? Kiss my MSNBC analyst, Brittany Packnett Cunningham. That's a long name. Called in confirmation that she is the worst, and the far left activist wrote, her own greed and narcissism is her political party. We have a far left progressive activist calling somebody else greedy and a narcissist. That's like the chancellor in Germany that started World War II in the 1940s, can't use this thing because the algorithm will throw it off. That's like him calling somebody mean and mean-spirited. Sinema's been playing this move for years. That's why she keeps voting Democrat all the time and supporting Biden, you moron. She's been openly moving towards this with every hypocritical, self-serving move she's made because you're going to threaten her with a progressive primary. You already said you were going to. What is she supposed to do? From climate change to the filibuster. This has been the most cynical marketing effort in American politics. And the worst kept secret. If it's the worst kept secret, what the hell are you mad about? Why you act surprised? And according to this, 538, she's voted with Biden 93% of the time. She never was really a Democrat, you moron. She's branded as a traitor as Democrats rage over defection. Kristen Sinema is an independent. She depends very much on corporate donors. Well, they all do. They all do. Obvious point, but Sinema was almost certainly going to draw a primary challenge. They already told her they were going to do it. It was going to have a tough race, said anchor Chris Hayes. He also complained that other Democratic senator in Arizona, Mark Kelly, won his race with way less drama. Yeah, he barely won by a hair's breadth. And it's because of ballot harvesting. We don't actually know what's going on in the mind of Kristen Sinema, but sometimes we can look at her and we ask ourselves what she's thinking. She's thinking like any other elected official, and I used to be one in upstate New York in the early 2000s. She's trying to save her behind. I really can't blame her for it. I really can't. She is less of an independent, more of an enigma, said political contributor Van Jones. CNN this morning calling her a confounding political presence. Oh, my gosh, look. She's talking to a Republican senator. Oh, no. Morons. What do you stand for and what do you stand against? Jones asked, accusing her of just gumming up the Democratic Party. Good. The Democratic Party needs to fall. Needs to fall. Let's go on. We'll see what Timcast says about this. One person thinks it makes a lot of sense. We're on timcast.com now. In part because of the rigid bipartisanship that have become the status quo. Yeah. She put an op-ed in the Arizona newspaper, basically explaining why she did it. Everyday Americans are being left behind by national parties of rigid partisanship. And it has hardened in recent years. Yeah, the battle lines are drawn. In catering to the fringes, neither party has demonstrated much tolerance for diversity of thought. Bipartisan compromise is seen as a rarely acceptable last resort rather than the best. Payback the opposition party has replaced thoughtful legislating. I can't say she's wrong. I might not like the way she did it. I've registered as an Arizona independent. Removing myself from the partisan structure, not only is it true who I am and how I operate, I also think it will provide a place of belonging to many folks across the state and the country who are also tired of bipartisanship. Well, the funny part was when she was a Congress member, I believe, she was ultra left. Interesting how these things work out. She told her constituents that anyone who believed she would be a blindly loyal vote for a partisan agenda, there are sure to be others vying for their support. She did vote with Biden 93% of the time. I see Kristen Sinema still being the effing worst. And here we go. Unbelievable. Sinema has indicated she will not caucus with the GOP. She will caucus with the Democrats. I'm not so sure about that. Probably she still will. But this isn't just about Sinema, like I said. Joe Manchin, Senator Manchin. Read the tea leaves, my friend. You are in a deep red state in West Virginia. You are not going to survive your reelection in 2024. Make a deal with the Republicans that if you switch parties, and I don't mean as an independent, as a Republican, and in West Virginia, that is not so far-fetched. My understanding is a percentage. West Virginia is second for the highest percent that voted for Donald Trump. Second. I believe Wyoming might be the first, or Montana. I'm not sure. I don't recall. West Virginia is deep red. Forget about the Democrat Party that was union-based, and the unions ran everything when unions were actually effective and needed. Those days are over. If you do not change with the times, you will be thrown out. Do it. Do it now. Make a deal with the Republicans and the RNC that they won't primary you. You used to be governor of West Virginia. You've got plenty of clout. Senator Manchin, I hope you're listening. Maybe not to me, but hopefully others. This is a big deal. This is a huge deal. Between this and the progressives losing Twitter as their mouthpiece, finally, we're seeing some victories. Will the Republicans do what they normally do, take defeat out of the jaws of victory? That's yet to be seen. But you've got to start somewhere. I am extremely encouraged, and I hope Christian Sinema keeps the filibuster and goes against progressive judges, because the Senate does confirm judges, remember, that many are there for a lifetime or 10 or 20 years. So she's sitting in the driver's seat, just like the small amount of Republicans in the new House coming up next month are sitting in the driver's seat. Senator Manchin, Senator Sinema, have a sit down, have a lunch. Discuss what you want to do. Discuss how horrible things are in Washington. And then Senator Manchin, make that change. I know it's scary. You've been a Democrat your whole life, but the party you once belonged to years ago doesn't exist anymore. Ask Christian Sinema. She knows that too. We live in fascinating times. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.